I'm sending out a positive desire into the universe. You're not broadcasting a strong frequency. It's weak, therefore you're not going to attract much. But if the hippocampus is bigger, then you can broadcast that frequency. It's 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times, 100,000 times more powerful. And now, because you broadcasted a powerful frequency of what you desire, the universe gives it to you, because they can hear it. That's number one. Number two, let's look at the pineal gland of these two groups. The pineal gland in the group of wealthy people is active. The pineal gland of the average person is calcified, which means it's not very active at all. It's not broadcasting. Big problem. Big O. Problemo. Ese es un problem. It is a problem if your pineal gland is calcified. I'm talking about why it's calcified, and then you make it really mad. If your pineal gland is calcified, you can't broadcast. Pineal gland is a little different than hippocampus. Hippocampus broadcasts a frequency in this plane, in this world, in this physical dimension. So if you want to manifest money, broadcasting from the hippocampus will broadcast the frequency here in the physical dimension. The pineal gland also broadcasts in the physical dimension, but it broadcasts also on all 33 dimensions and connects through the veil to the oneness. This gives you bliss, peace, happiness, joy, insight. It gives you intuition. It connects you with a sense of oneness so that you can then go into the spiritual realms or do some supernatural things like read minds or be able to see energy, connect with people at a different level of understanding, compress time. Oh boy, I'm talking about all these spooky things. Is this real? Yeah, it is. From personal experience. I'm not talking about stuff I know about. I'm talking about stuff that I know. So let's talk about the brainwave frequencies that come out of these two points. There's a little chart I'm going to put up. There are basically 5 brainwave frequencies. You can look at this chart, you will see. At the top, the highest frequency that resonates or moves the quickest is called gamma. Those are gamma waves. And beneath gamma, we have what's called beta waves. Beneath beta, we have what's called alpha waves. Beneath alpha, we have what's called theta waves. And beneath theta, we have delta. And just to give you a quick little rundown here, delta at the bottom, that's when you sleep. When you sleep, at certain periods of the time when you're in deep sleep, the brainwaves will slow down to delta, and that's when you're dreaming, your essence is almost leaving your body. And it allows the body to heal and rejuvenate. Human growth hormone is released when you're in delta, stimulating the body, healing the body. The mind completely relaxes. All the muscles, tendons, ligaments, organs relax, heal, rejuvenate. You're connecting with the universe in delta, and the body is in the healing state, which is why rest and healing have always gone together. Sleep heals, rest heals. When your body is at rest, and what it really means is when your brain is operating in delta, it has the ability to heal. Your brain is not in delta. You're going to have a very hard time healing, and you're going to age very, very quickly. So the average person, you don't get very much delta waves at night. If you go to sleep for 8 hours, it might be an hour. Only an hour where your brain is in delta. People that heal and have great longevity, it's 3-4 hours a night that their brain is in delta, so their body rejuvenates quicker. They're producing more human growth hormone, and they have more vigorous, vibrant health. They'll live longer, and they'll not only add years to their life, but they'll add life to their years. It's powerful. I'll tell you how to do this in a second. The theta band, this is, we call it the wealth or prosperity wave, because theta is the energy of the physical universe. When you broadcast a desire on a theta wave, it hits every molecule in the universe, and it is the most powerful wave which will attract wealth into your life. So theta is the key to wealth. Above theta is alpha. Alpha is when your left and right brain hemisphere is beautifully connected. It is a nice state of relaxation, and it is the ideal state to be in when you're learning new information. Because this way, when you're learning data, it's going into both left and right brain hemisphere. We'll call it the subconscious and analytical mind. Your conscious mind and subconscious mind are all working together. And it's a beautiful state. When you're broadcasting on alpha, it's almost as good as theta into the physical universe, but not quite as powerful. But alpha is a beautiful state to be in. It is a learning state, we'll call it. There's also the relaxation state, because it's a state that if you're in, your body is in homeostasis or balance. So it's a great state to be in a lot of the time. Now we have beta. Beta is analytical mind on steroids. When you are in beta, your analytical mind is active. When your analytical mind is active, that means the ego is in charge. You're analyzing. Analysis always leads to paralysis. You're thinking. You're worrying. You're thinking about what you don't want to happen. You're under stress. Beta is called the poverty or slave frequency. And I'll pay the news. If we were to put some brainwave machine on your head and followed you around for a week, let's say. And I've done this, so I know. And I've seen the research with others. We've done it before in the centers that I work with. At the Brotherhood. If I were to take you and just put this on and say, yeah, let's just run the tape, keep it on for a week. Sorry, when you can't take it off and you shower. But, bathe. And a week later, we take the helmet off and all the probes off, and we look at the data, and we say, when you're awake, 90% of the time, you're producing beta waves. That's the slave wave. That's the poverty wave. That's the no manifestation wave. That's the stress wave that's producing the stress hormones in the body, making you gain weight. It also makes you age faster. Stress out, struggle. It also creates conflict in relationships because it's kind of like a wave that goes out, and when somebody is in your space, subconsciously, it's like you're taking your fingernails and scratching it across a blackboard. So it creates conflict, it creates arguments, it creates negative emotions, it creates stress, cortisol, which is the stress hormone gets released and produced. And you start putting on belly fat, you get wrinkles, some people's hair fall out, you can't sleep really well, you get erectile dysfunction, all the issues with stress. You get cancer. Then, above the beta, you have gamma. Gamma is super consciousness. It is, we'll call it the genius wave, because it goes above the analytical mind. The analytical mind is operating at peak performance here, but you're also, at the same time, because the frequency is so high, you're connected to the universe. So when you're in theta, your analytical mind isn't really active. It's your intuition that you're connected to the universe. But when in gamma, it's a kind of combination of both. And this is the state of complete homeostasis and bliss. When you look at Tibetan monks or people that have meditated for decades, spiritual gurus who have the title guru, and they wear the Indian robes and they look like a guru. And you put the brainwave helmets on, they operate, if you look at a week, most of the time in gamma during the day. They're in that state of constant bliss, which is why when I asked them one time, oh, by the way, when you have an orgasm, you go into gamma. And so when you have a sexual orgasm, that moment you're producing gamma wave. Which is why in Harvard there was some Tibetan monks being interviewed, and somebody said, how is it that you can be a monk and not have sex? It's a drive. And the monks looked at each other and they talked, and they said, well, when you feel like you're having an orgasm all the time, you really don't have a sex drive. Because you feel like you're having an orgasm every minute of the day. That didn't make sense to anybody at the time. Well, now it does. Because their brainwaves are producing gamma based on their spiritual practices and mental practices. That produces in the body the feeling of orgasm. So, let's look at these two groups of people again. So let's take the average person, and let's take a person who makes or has $100 million cash in the bank or more. So they're the super wealthy. And then the average person. And let's put helmets on for a week. Let's take 100 people, put helmets on them, and let's look at the data. The data is real clear. I mean, there's a lot of data, but I just need the one that's important. The average person is mostly producing, when they're awake, beta waves, poverty, slave waves, stress waves. And then at night, they don't produce very much delta. Let's look at the wealthy people. Throughout the day, they're producing mostly theta and gamma rays. Almost no beta during the day. They also have alpha. If you combine the majority is alpha waves being broadcast during the day and gamma waves. And then at nighttime, they have 2, 3, 4 times the amount of delta waves being produced than the average person. So let's make it real simple. If you want to manifest goals in your dreams and desires, and none of the techniques that you're using is working, you have to reduce the amount of beta waves that you're generating. If you reduce beta, if you just reduce it, that means the others have to go up, right? So just focus on what can I do to reduce the amount of beta waves that I'm broadcasting when I'm awake. That will automatically increase theta, alpha, and gamma. And you're going to do infinitely better. Let's just start there with something simple. I mean, yeah, going to the advanced, you want to dramatically increase theta and gamma. And then, but let's not just reduce beta. And I'm going to tell you what you can do to reduce beta. And that means everything else will go up. And if you're applying the techniques correctly, you're going to get results. And if you're applying the law of attraction manifesting techniques incorrectly, you're still going to get results. Why? Because if you're reducing the beta waves, you do want stuff, and even if you do it wrong, you're going to be broadcasting on either an alpha frequency, a gamma frequency, or a theta frequency, which means it's going to manifest infinitely faster than, and it will manifest. Unlike a beta wave, when you're putting out your desire in a beta wave, it ain't going to manifest. Or if it does, it's going to be so hard. You're going to have to put so much effort. Bottom line, how does this work? You need to increase the size of the hippocampus so that you have more broadcasting power. Number one. Number two, reduce beta. And number three, decalcify your pineal gland. After $25 billion, I think I know I'm there. Okay. And watching hundreds of people become multimillionaires using the techniques, it's a different level of knowledge and understanding and expertise and distinction and fine-tuning. The recipe is perfect. The formula is perfect. It's nothing like it. It's a workable plan. So you have to know that. Number two, when you broadcast your desire, it has to be on a theta wave. Ideally. Alpha works okay. Gamma works okay. Theta is the best for manifesting stuff in this world. You can only broadcast on the theta if your beta waves during the day aren't very active. So you have to learn how to do that. Next, your hippocampus has to be bigger, so you're broadcasting a strong frequency. And so you have to do the things to increase the size of the hippocampus. And by the way, this is why we say, it all depends on who was born into the right family. At the end of the day, if you're born into a wealthy family, you're born with a big hippocampus. I mean, that's just the way it works. It's genetic. You can get bigger, but it's just genetic. Next, your pineal gland and your teeth have to be decalcified so you can broadcast not just into the physical universe, but into all the dimensions, so you can get that intuition, that inspiration, connect with the Akash, sometimes called the ether. You've heard of the Akashic records. That's a fancy word from India. Akash is another word for the ether, which is another word for the field. It's where all knowledge is, where all dimensions are. It's where we tap into when we channel. When you hear somebody, oh, he's channeling something. He's tapping into the Akash, or tapping into the force, or tapping into the field, or tapping into the ether, if it works. Tapping into source, tapping into the infinite intelligence. It's tapping into the field of all knowledge, which we're all a part of. You can't tap into it if your pineal gland is calcified. So you have to release that. And then, last thing, I think most importantly, you have to release clear out of your field, enter intention to you manifesting the blocks. There are 33 of them. You only need the first one, because the first one has an effect on all the other ones. I had one done, one money process run on me, just one, and I made millions of dollars in weeks. This is back in the 70s. I didn't know there was more. I thought that was it, and money was just flowing faster and easier than I had ever imagined. Everything I tried, I had the Midas touch turned to gold. I've seen it happen with other people, my friends back in the day. I ran that. I remember one guy who was in the apartment, and I said, I'm just going to run this on him. He's not even going to know what happened, and I want to see what happens. Within a couple months, all of a sudden, the guy's a millionaire. And through this serendipitous, boom, 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 just happens. These are powerful techniques. This is the reality. This is the reality. But you can do it. This is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. Remember the floor? And someone says, Kevin, is this real? Yeah, this is not just real, man. This is the truth. The question is, can you handle the truth? You can't handle the truth. I hope you can. I'm Kevin Trudeau. Thanks for watching. Every Monday and Wednesday, it's the Kevin Trudeau Show. Everything they don't want to know about. Go for your dreams, my friend. Dream big dreams. Shoot for the moon. Because even if you miss, you'll still wind up amongst the stars. And remember, don't let anyone ever steal your dreams. You can do it.